First you see that peaceful scene, and then you see me. Yikes! It's cooling, not even cooling down. I'm sweating here. This hot tub is hot. I tell you, I had to put cold water here to cool it down. Little tankless water heater, running on a 5-gallon propane tank from Amazon. It's kind of finicky. Is that you have to put the water pressure on low and put the heat on high, and it's just boiling hot water. So I set it about 45 minutes before I wanted to jump in here while I was finishing mowing, and then I had to put cold water in here to cool it down. It was so hot. But yeah, so this is a fun little getaway. So anyway, I'll show you what we did today. All right, so I am back in the house, coming out the back door now. So let me show you. I'm going to turn you around and show you what I did today. Worked about 12 hours on the room today, and it's coming along really quickly now. I think by tomorrow we'll have windows in, so that's really exciting. So I'll show you what I worked on today. This mess of wires. Okay, each one of those is actually labeled and goes somewhere specifically, but I did run wire, a separate wire here, so you see like I have that labeled. That's the light, so that's going to be the hot wire coming from the house. So I did actually crawl under the house and ran everything into the panel. I don't know, yeah, you can't see. I'll show you when I come around. Came up, I ran a wire over here and had to cut a hole in the wall. But what I'm planning on doing is having a plug on this wall so I can mount a TV right here. So that's what that's going to be. Coming back over here, I ran wire to the middle and I installed the bracket for the ceiling fan. And then lastly, I ran wires, as you can see over there, dropping down. These are all going to daisy chain together for my cans. So I'll have 4 cans in here. And then over here on this side, the idea is the first switch will turn on an outside light. So I ran wire for that. The second switch is actually going to be a 3-way switch that's going to run the can lights. Okay. The plugs are all wired. I did actually run a plug to the outside, where this is where the big deck's going to be. And I figure I'd like to plug in a speaker or some string lights or something like that. So that's about it. And then on that box over on that side, that's a 3-gang box. So I have a light for the outside, a light for the fan, and a light for the cans. Okay. And then I actually got a great idea. I am going to tap into this outside light and see if I can hook this switch into the can lights, so that way when I turn on the switch inside this door that would have been the back door light, it'll turn on the cans. So we'll see how that goes. Over here, we framed out the fireplace. So that's where the fireplace will actually recess in. We were going to do it 45 degrees, but realized that it was actually going to cut away a lot of the space for the fireplace. So we did it 90, so that way it can just kind of sit right there perfectly. Now the other thing, I don't know if you noticed this, but we actually have walls on. So we did that today too. So let me come down the steps and I'll show you that. So we have everything on except for the top. Tomorrow we need to finish the underbelly. We got to put some wood in there so that way when we put the soffit up underneath there, that'll close that in. So we got to do that, and then we're going to wrap this in gray paper, that waterproof type stuff, and then fold it in around the windows, and then we're going to try to put all 10 windows in. Hopefully that'll go smoothly. These other ones here are kind of hard to reach, but they will be will get done either way. So, but it's really exciting. We're going to do the underbelly last. So I know that still looks terrible. I have the wood right there to do it with, but we'll run new insulation in there and then pin that all back up. And then lastly, we'll actually we're going to do a sheet metal around the bottom of it. So I bought some sheet metal that I want to put around the bottom, and it's not exactly what I want. It's actually very, very plain, but it'll work. I bought it already. So there's that. Very plain sheet metal, and then we'll put that around the bottom, and then I'll probably end up putting some little bushes or something around here, so it'll kind of cover up a lot of that. The last thing, let me turn you around. The last thing I'm going to show you, I started working on this the 4th of July after we were motorcycle riding or quad riding, and spent probably about 4 or 5 hours working on it. But we bought a above ground pool to put in, and so I started working on where to put that. So here's what's going on so far. The wood is actually level. The rocks were level to the string when I started all this. They've settled a little bit. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2x6 along the outside here and pour myself with just like a curb of concrete all the way around. I may bring in just a little bit more rock, and then the sand. I have the sand. The strings are actually level. I don't know if you can see it, but the strings are actually level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a stake in the middle, like a round bolt or something. I'm going to take a 2x4 and drill a hole in it and lay it on there and hold a level on it, and then level out that sand into a big circle all the way around so that the sand's completely level. And then where these boards are is actually 9 feet out on each one, so it's an 18-foot pool. So I brought more sand in, fill that in. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this part because if this is wrong, it's going to mess up the whole pool. So I'm not going to rush through this. I'm tired and I don't feel like working on it right now, but I'll get it done. It may take me a couple weeks to get it right, but I'll get it done right. And then once this is all finished, all this dirt right here, I can push it back up and kind of level this out with the tractor so the grass can grow back in. So that'll be good. That'll be a nice addition, especially with these hot days. Have a pool that we can jump into. Once the pool is built, I'm going to put a deck around it. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way around, but at least half of it will be like maybe just like a moon shape on this side, and then with steps coming down, and then we'll be able to go right into our sunroom right there. We decided on the sunroom on this side. I don't know if I have said this before, but we're going to build a large deck on this side, so it'll come out 8 feet. So 8 feet will actually be about right here, but it's going to go all the way to the end and come out. So it'll be a nice big deck. So we can sit out here on the deck, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's just peaceful and quiet here. The only sound you hear are the bugs and the birds. So it's really, really quiet. And then we'll be able to see the pool from the deck, and throw a grill up there, barbecue, have friends over. It'll be a nice setup. So looking forward to getting it all done. Windows go in tomorrow, and once the deck is up, then we'll put the doors in. But it's actually it's come along pretty quickly. It's been drug out quite a while, but it's getting done slowly but surely. And really a lot of the stuff inside is, there's not a lot of woodwork to do other than trimming out the windows. I'll put in a wood floor. I have the ceiling wood, and I have the wall wood that I'm going to use. I can show that to you because it's all right here on the trailer. And I'm going to paint everything white inside. I decided I don't want to stain the ceiling, but here's the wood that will go up into the wall where the TV will mount and all that, and then all the trim around it. And we may use this for the outside as well. But there's not a lot of wood. You can see just that bottom piece, there'll be wood there, and then up around the top, and then by the door there'll be a lot. But mostly around the windows it's just going to be trimmed out. So not a lot of wood to worry about. A lot of painting that I'll need to get done, but I'm excited. It's going to be a nice room. Excited to get it done. Been spending a lot of time away from my family, coming down here working by myself. So it'll be nice to have this done and just be able to focus on the garden. So, all right. I guess what I'll do is I will not post what I just recorded until tomorrow we get done, and then I'll show you real quick what we've accomplished, because of the windows will be the big thing this week, and then only working 2 days this week. So that'll be all I got. So all right, See you soon. Bye. All right, hello. Today's Saturday, I believe it's the 16th of July. Last time I talked to you, I said we were going to put the windows in the next morning and get that finished. Well, it never works out the way you really plan. So we ended up putting in all the soffit around the outside of the house and did that first. And then today is Saturday, and we spent the entire morning putting in the windows. So let me show you the finished product. All right. We have everything in, and they're really not that hard to put in because it was framed perfectly. You just set them in. We built scaffold around to step on, so here you can see we just finished these, and I would step up on that, and he would lift up the windows to me, and then I would lift them up and set them in and screw them down. We leveled everything out from the inside, made sure they were square, and that's that. So it's very exciting. Get that done. And then on Monday, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start working on the decking. But I believe we will install these two doors on either side, so that way we can run an AC in here while we're finishing out the framing. And well, the framing's not finished, out the finish work for inside here. I got all my wiring run, so all that'll be good. And then we're just gonna put up all the wood and the ceilings and all that. So that is that. Okay, so that's a wrap for this week. You got to see a little bit of the hanging the windows on that sketchy little scaffold that we made. Worked out really well. Every little step is like a milestone being reached. And I mean, at first it was getting the post in for the deck, getting the floor in for the deck, and then getting the walls up was a milestone. Getting the joists up for the roof was a milestone. Getting the roof on was a milestone. Now getting the windows in. So everything's very exciting. So it's just like you see progress and you're making goals, and it's all very exciting. So anyway, I will catch you next time. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.